My parents sold me. I was bought by this other family, and only to know that after everyone is no longer alive. Backward African traditional beliefs, the twins were killed. Babies born with albinism were killed. They said, if you are going to help us with a son, we'll surely give you a piece of land, cattle, and you will be having a lot of benefits from us since we are connected to the palace. Hello viewers, welcome once again to another educative episode of African Confessions HD, right here on Extraordinary Africa. My name is Solution Uncle. If you're still new in this show, we publish lifetime confessions. Usually we publish anonymously for their own safety reasons. Listener, you're having a challenge, you're having a problem, don't go to the forest and commit suicide. Feel free to share your story with us. Don't be shy, don't be afraid. Freely send your confession on our WhatsApp number +263 775 597 775. +263 775 597 775. This is our video, or our first video for today, and in this video we are going to read through a confession of a man who is saying he was sold by his biological parents to these adopted parents who he grew up thinking is his real biological parents. It's a must watch, that confession, and I'm going to read through that confession as well. We'll be giving you the updates from our previous confessions. Listeners, without wasting much of your time, let's go straight into the confessions. Here it goes. Solution Uncle, we have a big problem which is eating me deep down in my heart. I hope this is your number because I'm not comfortable. I don't want this story to be heard by someone who will expose my identity. I am well known in my country. I am well known in my region. People don't know my problem. My parents sold me. I was bought by this other family, and only to know that after everyone is no longer alive. My parents and the people who bought me, they were no longer alive by that time I realized it. My own fruits, my own kids are having problems because of that. Uncle, it happens that I was from a poor family. From what I heard from the elderly of my community, some years ago, a lot of people were still barbaric in my native country. Backward African traditional beliefs, the twins were killed. Babies born with albinism were killed. This is my story. It hurts me every day. I am always in tears. I will be crying thinking, why could my biological parents do such to me? It is said that there was this family. They were very rich. They have been struggling to have a male child. The couple was staying in our area and were advisors to the royal family. They wanted to keep their position in the palace. At least a male from that family was supposed to be in the council of advisors for the chief. That person should have a male son who will succeed him when he is dead. So they were struggling to give birth to a son. The husband was feeling sick. They were afraid that their position could be taken and given to another family. They were supposed to have a male son. The newly chief was inaugurated, so that family talked to my biological father and my biological mother. Mom was pregnant by then. They said, if you are going to help us with a son, we'll surely give you a piece of land, cattle, and you will be having a lot of benefits from us since we are connected to the palace. This is what the two families agreed to do. By that time, my mother was pregnant. They were just waiting to see if the newly born child was to be a son. The husband has always put the wife to a secret place, so when it is said that she has given birth to a male son, no one could deny it. So they were just praying, let this newly born child be a son. Let this newly born baby be a son. It goes as they planned, and they did what they did, and it was told to the council of elders that congratulate us. We now have a son to succeed his father in this council. It's a story I heard from different people. It won't be accurate. I'm not 100% good at narrating it, but that's the clue of what happened. That's what happened. My biological father and my biological mother became rich from that deal. I grew up not knowing they were my relatives. What shocked me, and even shocking me even still till today, I have a strong bond with their children. We have been good friends with their son. When I was there, I could spend the whole day, the whole night, eating. I can sleep there, and it was not a problem to my parents. My adopted parents were very strict, but when I tell them I was at this house, they'll say, okay. This raised a lot of questions. Why is it that my adopted parents and these people, they are not close friends from what I'm seeing? My adopted parents were very strict, but they didn't care when I told them I was at that house. It raised a lot of questions in my mind, but as a child, So I grew up knowing this couple who bought me, thinking they are my real biological parents, but they were not. It came to a time when the chief died and the son became the new chief. When he was about to be sworn in, a spirit medium came and said, this family should be out of this. It seems as if my adopted parents didn't care. They didn't take it serious. They said, okay, yes, we can step down. These adopted parents changed their plans. After their mission failed to become elders in the chief's council, they started to use me in rituals. I didn't know this. They became successful because of me. I grew up in this family. They used me. Marrying was a difficult thing to me when I was at the age to marry. I was treated differently from other children. Yes, I managed to marry by force after going from one traditional healer to the other, seeking the solution, taking muti so that I can have a love partner. It became that I am now married to this woman who was from our village as well. We moved in. We now have our children and our grandchildren. We are now an elderly couple. Every grandchildren and every child of mine has been complaining of having sex with something at night. My daughters and my granddaughters took me to traditional healers. They took me to traditional healers, putting the blame on me. And this other traditional healer were told you was being used by the family who bought you from your family. It was a painful thing to hear, very painful, but I need this thing to stop ruining my children. I wanted them not to be used like what is happening, and it is seemingly to be a very difficult thing to end. Uncle, I hope you post this story of mine and save my grandchildren and children's lives, and also my life, because I am no longer in good books with my family. Even though they hear that I was sold, that's my painful story. That's what made me to come here and confess to you. Please let your audience help me, because I am now clueless. I need to be in good books with my children. I need to be in good books with my family. Please help me. Yeah, Father, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. This is so worrying. This is so sad. How can the love of man lead us to these extremes? Selling your own fruit, selling your own blessing from God. As I always say, a child is a blessing from God. There are a lot of people who are crying each day and night, please God, let me have a child. But these parents decided to sell their own child for money, for cattle, for a piece of land. What for? Where is that piece of land? Were you buried with that piece of land? Were you buried with cattle? Were you buried with that benefits? You end up selling your child. Now your fruits are in trouble. You sold your child and put him in the hands of the wicked. This is a wicked couple. How can you boss someone so that you can have a position in a palace council? What for? If it's not for you, it's not for you. If it's not for you, it's not for you. Just pray to God. God, give me what is mine. Give me what is mine. This is not mine. From what I understood, it seems as if these people, these adopted parents, they have daughters. They just want a son so that they can have a position in this palace council. A spirit medium chased them away. They changed their plan and started to use that child they bought in money-making ritual, and an innocent soul. And this is the thing which is ruining his life and the life of his children and grandchildren. They are now putting the blame on him. Maybe they can. It won't surprise me if, my brother, you are going to tell me that even my children, my grandchildren, they were saying you are a wizard. They might think so, but they don't know this person is suffering from. This is an innocent person who is suffering from what evil parents did. Selling your own child for money, for cattle, for land. This should be a lesson to everyone who is listening, who was once attempted to do such. If you wanted to sell your own daughter, your own son, here's the lesson for you. Here's the lesson. Children are blessings. I will repeat this one. Instead of teaching your children good things, you end up just giving away your child just like something else. These parents were wicked. Sorry, my brother, for what you are facing. But our God is the King of Kings. He is the Father of fathers. He won't let you down. From what I heard, this is not your problem. You just need to find a God-fearing church. Start praying and fasting. Listeners, please don't skip without commenting. We want to see your comments here. Our brother is in difficult times. The family is suffering day and night, sleeping with cockroaches, goblins, because of what these old generations did. We need to dedicate ourselves. We won't live two lives. We only live once. Let's pave a good way for our kids. Let's pave a way. Let's build a better tomorrow for our children by sending them to school, letting them know Jesus Christ, and letting them know that there is God and heaven. Let them know that we should pray. Let them know that the devil is at work and they don't need to relax a second. Let's teach these children. Let's not give away our children. If your child is misbehaving, find a way. Find a way. Never surrender your child and say, I am done with this one. That's your child. Pave a way. Pray for him. Pray for her. If it's too much. Let's not be like these parents who end up giving away their child because they wanted a piece of land. Were they buried with that piece of land? Were they buried with those cattle? This is a clear lesson. This is a good lesson we've learned from your confession, my brother. Now, we just hope you find a God-fearing church. Start praying. Tell exactly what you know to your children. Don't hide anything to them. Be a struggle with them because it's not your fault. Listeners, don't skip comment section. Please, let's comment. Let's help this man. Let's help this brother of us with ideas. Listeners, if you want to give us feedback, if you want to share your story, +263 775 597 775. That's our number. And until we meet again in our second upload, bye for now.